when you're going to cook them, they're going to... It's the sweetest
Paris apartment.
of the day to burn it. And then
Get up. Get up. You eat yourself cookies, honey. So what are you eating? Tell the audience at home.
Chocolate croissant that we made yesterday
Okay.
in our baking class.
And how does it taste?
It's good.
Excellent.
Not as fresh as yesterday, but it's still good.
Yeah.
And then we're drinking a coffee latte with our croissant. It's like a French brand with the French flags over there.
Oh yeah.
Thing. Wanna try it?
Eat it? My concept is I want to get this, definitely I want to keep this candlelight in front of you because the light is incredible.
How is it?
Incredible, incredible. You don't want to spill, right?
No, I'm good. Just stir. Good morning.
Paris apartments everywhere, but we don't want this. And if you are I work at the airport at Charles de Gaulle. You have a good croissant from right here, and you can go to the top with the lift, of course.
Oh, sure.
Put the inscription on the right side of the door. Savoir office. It's funny. It's funny because this is also offices for real.
Oh.
Lot of lawyers' offices. Can you imagine they film inside for real? So when you go out for the lunch break, you see Sylvie in the corridor.
Happy pre-anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Ouais, du coup, elle vient sur Paris.
Ouais, elle vient vendredi. En fait, elle est persuadée que.
Elle a pas
Fun? smart train that takes you from here.
In Pigalle area, this is a very hot area famous for its shops. You can see on every side of the train many sex shops and everything. Ensuite, sur votre droite, le plus célèbre cabaret de French alcohol au monde, le Moulin Rouge. On the right of the train, the most famous cabaret of French alcohol in the world. Nous traversons la... Nous quittons maintenant la rue Colincourt pour prendre la rue Lamarck, qui est l'unique rue à Montmartre qui monte directement sur...
Perfect.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put it right in here.
Sure.
Alright. Okay. Oh wait, where you can see the city. Like, okay.
Maybe higher?
Higher?
Yeah.
So you see the city?
Yeah.
Okay. we're by like the busy street.
Oh, is it like?
When you're going to cook them, they're going to be slimy. So in France, we're never. Then I'll give you a big knife. You'll chop everything together.
Everybody has one bowl.
What are you doing? The white sauce? Okay.
Take a little of sauce and you pour the sauce everywhere. And last but not least,
Wow.
every time I've been raised by my great grandparents, and every time I was asking, regularly I was asking her that question. What does it feel? And the only answer she was giving me was, would you like me to roast? Like that.
I don't know.
Well, they did that with one spoon, but they did that with one spoon with a clean and brand new cream.
Yeah.
So this is like a dessert, right? Totora.
Yeah, let me see a picture of you with the dog. Sit over here.
Okay.
à marcher dans les rues et je laisse mon ennui le long des avenues. Je passe toutes les nuits de comptoir en comptoir où nos soirées de folie se rappellent à ma mémoire. La nuit est claire et pas à pas, les heures passent une à une, la tête en l'air, j'entraperçois les mouvements de la lune. La nuit est claire et pas à pas, ruelle après ruelle, perdu le long des pavés froids. Ce n'est pas pareil sans toi. Et je parle aux passants comme si je les connaissais. Je leur fais des compliments, les mêmes que je te faisais. Ils me regardent de travers et moi je ris aux éclats. Mais c'est la terre entière qui ne comprendrait pas. La nuit est claire et pas à pas, les heures passent une à une, la tête en l'air, j'entreaperçois.